Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to the Distinct and Jovial podcast. My name is Dom, and I'm joined once again by my wonderful co-founder, Jerry. How you doing, Jerry?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Yes, we've had a long discussion. We've been recording for exactly 9 minutes already, and so we already know how I am, which
Tired.
is like hanging on by a thread. I'm not going to say tired because I have no excuse because we have yes, that's probably a better, more accurate word for it. Stressed, hanging on by a thread. That cat just hanging onto the washing line. Just hang in there. That's me. That's me. But as you may have heard, folks, we have a wonderful guest on for the third time. You're the first one to get number 3. Success. We've got Swanee on again. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Woo.
Hello.
Welcome.
It seems to just be the tradition to have you on once a year. But if you will have
podcast.
But if you will have like big life events each year, then we've got to talk about
yes, Swanee.
Limit myself to one a year. That's what it is.
What's next year?
I don't know. I've not planned it yet. We'll see what happens.
RuPaul's Drag Race. That's my prediction.
No one needs to see these legs.
I don't know.
Well,
I think once you shave them, wax them.
Yeah.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit. You've got nice calves.
Thank you. Having had parts of my legs waxed before, it's not a pleasant experience.
You've also got very shapely ankles. Sorry.
It's very much enthusiastic amateurs doing the waxing.
Yes, it was. It was very much so, wasn't it?
Why did you have to have them waxed?
What happens on squad tours stays on squad tours, isn't it?
yeah. Should we say an initiation routine? The first trip with the England team with Taekwondo.
Well,
after the competition, you lose some body hair.
I would just like to say you're lucky that it was your legs.
Armpits, chest. Yeah, they go a few places.
It wasn't visible. That's the important thing.
Mostly not visible. They didn't do the shins, but they did do just above the knee. A perfect rectangle came out, and I then the next week back home decided to wear shorts out and about. Sat down and just see this bold patch just above my knee come out.
Brilliant.
Sometimes I'm glad I never made it onto the actual selected England squad. I wouldn't have survived.
Yeah, you would have.
Well, how much body hair have you got?
Me?
Yeah.
Not a lot, to be fair, which is a good thing in this case.
Couldn't have been any worse than Ed.
Or
that man is built like a bear.
I was going to say, half bear, half human. He is.
Yeah.
Is he quite spongy when you kick him?
No, but when he kicks you, it's like being hit by a freight train.
Okay.
Yeah. Just the hair coverage. Yeah, easy targets for waxing.
Yeah. Mr. Coleman Roberts was in a collection of people that was kind of borderline light, heavyweight in the men's, which is around 85 kilos. I'm not going to work that out as in stone, but they were quick. Because they sparred all the lightweights, they could move like nobody's business, which meant that they could move really quick, and they were really heavy, and they were really powerful, so you couldn't avoid them quite often. And then they kick you, and you'd be like, okay, that hurts. There are two in particular that I know that were like that. And when they're quite big, the rings, they're the same size whether you're 57 kilos or whether you're 85 kilos, and they feel a lot smaller when you're 85 kilos.
Yeah, definitely less room to run around.
Run away. And it's probably why, Swanee, if you don't mind me saying, you were very good because you were very good at just not being hit.
Yeah, it's not fun being hit.
Well,
so it's,
depends on context.
Years sparring with the Whitlocks and Mr. Pixton every weekend, who were probably about 10 kilos on me, about 5 years or more experience on me, and a good 3 to 6 inches height as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it hurts when you get hit. So definitely, step one is learn how to not be hit.
Unfortunately, that meant that whenever I went against Swanee, he was used to fighting people that were significantly better than me, so it was like trying to hit a mosquito. Never enjoyed it. No, that's wrong. That's to say I didn't enjoy it. That's wrong. It was great fun, but I didn't win many matches.
Was Swanee like one of those? Is he like one of those tiny little flies that move quite slowly and think, "Oh, I've got you," and then you go to like clap and squish the thing between your palms, but then all of a sudden it's like somewhere over there going, "Ha!
Yeah,
you thought you had me." Okay,
like efficiency of movement or
exactly. Minimum effort, maximum results. Yeah.
Don't move quickly if you need to, but then when you need to, move quickly.
Yeah, we love it. We love it.
Yeah.
When your internet goes, Swanee, it just stops you.
It does.
But I'm sure what we're going to get, I've deliberately paused because what I'm going to probably get is during that sequence of your video would have picked it up and just carried on. And so it'll actually hopefully be quite nice. That's why it does a local thing. I'll read out the normal stuff. Apologies, I'm noticing that I'm rubbing my eyes a lot, but it is like hay fever central for me. So for those that are watching on YouTube and stuff, yeah, my eyes are like shot. So that's great for you. It is the 20. Is it? I've always got to double check this. I write the date.
Fritzed.
So don't mention Fritz. God's sake. I'm having technology problems, and I used the phrase "my PC's on the fritz," and
so your eyes,
Jerry, just help me. I did something wrong in a previous life. It's the 21st of April. It is 10:30, bang on 10:30. Look at that. This is episode number 35. So this is the last one before the next episode becomes 3 years. 3 years of podcasts.
I love it.
That was very, what's his name? Oh, God, what's his name? What's the actor's name?
Wow. Owen Wilson.
My name's in there.
Wow.
I can't think of his name.
Owen Wilson.
That's it. Thank you. So yeah, next. I mean, we've technically done 36 episodes as we had a bonus one, but yeah, this is the 35th.
I keep forgetting about the bonus.
Yeah,
I keep.
Do you know what? Do you remember what happened in that bonus one? What we discussed? It was quite a poignant point.
Do you know what?
I'll give you a clue. To do with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, it was the Oscars.
It was the Oscars. It was the Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Surprisingly, considering it was a very kind of notable event, did terrible on views.
Did it really?
Yeah.
What?
Everyone's too busy watching Chris Rock get slapped. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, it did not do well on views at all.
But it was
really
topical.
Strange.
We jumped on that.
Oh.
We were there, hot off the press, giving our commentary on it.
We were hot off the press
surprised.
on that one. Very surprised as well. Very surprised.
Oh, by the way, I don't want to alarm you at saying trying to reconnect your internet might be unstable, and I'm thinking, really?
Nice.
I'm on 88% uploaded.
I think this is a
Swanee's
Riverside
fault.
issue.
Yeah, I think it is.
I'll take the
Or
blame.
it's Swanee's fault. I'm blaming Swanee.
I don't. It's going up on his plate.
Yeah.
As we discussed on Friday, it's probably my fault, isn't it, Jerry? That's the way that things. That's the way they cook it.
That sounds
I think
negative,
the sooner you accept it, Dom, just embrace it. Everything, literally everything. If I stub my toe, I go, Dom. Yeah, anything.
The thing is,
If
I'm now
somebody
going to get a
doesn't-
punch next time I meet up with Swanee, aren't I? Because it was negative.
Yeah, but I'm not going to remember this the next time I see you.
Through a haze of fatigue. Yeah.
Who was it that picked it up that I didn't expect to have picked it up from Squad? Can't remember. That'll come to me anyway. Last bit, by the way, reminders. While I think there's been a couple of people that are frozen again.
Well, I haven't frozen, right? I'm here.
Yeah, no, both of you have just frozen me at the same time.
Oh, really?
The views on this podcast are our own and don't represent the company, etc. that we work for, represent, etc. We don't represent them; we just work for them. None of us are that. None of us are that senior. So things like that. Yeah, this could be a fun podcast with looks like Riverside are having some absolute nightmares with their uploading because your things are spiking in and out. So this is what we have to deal with, folks. It's just the way it is. I think it's probably because it's an American company, so we're trying to upload to America.
Fun.
Yeah.
My laptop decided to keep going from a wired to Wi-Fi internet connection. Probably half of my challenge. No idea why.
I don't have a Wi-Fi. I don't have a Wi-Fi card in my computer. That was the easiest thing. It has to be plugged in. Blink. That's good. Cool. Okay. Well, what a wonderful 20 minutes of a podcast that we started already. So we'll go straight into it. I think we'll start with Room 101. We've got a guest that hasn't done Room 101 yet, so take it away.
Wait 1 second. You haven't done Room 101?
No, clearly it started in the past year.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
I think it was August.
I'm just surprised. It feels like it's like absolute tradition. Room 101 is tradition. It feels like we've been doing it forever, or we should have been doing it forever. And I can't believe you haven't done it. Oh, what a treat.
No.
Go for it.
Right. So I've got two things to throw in. So to make up for having not done it before.
Excellent. I love it.
So I'll start with the one that I put in the notes. Brussels sprouts.
Okay. That needs no conversation. It just needs to be in.
Next.
Like horrible, evil things. Like I think there's a reason why people only have them once a year. Because no one really likes them. Let's just get away with the tradition and just we'll all be happier.
I'm just researching something. I don't know how to Brussels.
B-R-U-S-S-E-L-L?
Right. There's a chemical, PTC, is prevalent in Brussels sprouts. And there are super tasters that perceive them as intensely bitter, which is connected to a taste-related gene. It's got a very great name, this. TAS2R38. And there's a genetic... there's actually a genetic reason why some people absolutely detest Brussels sprouts. I have it, by the way. Can't stand them. They literally taste... You know those toxic waste things that you used to have? They taste worse than them for me. They are horrible.
I have a question. Can you reread the last bit again? With the
Which bit?
Receptor?
This is connected to TAS2R38.
It's almost like that's the text way of spelling taster. It's like taster receptor, but you can't be bothered to spell it out properly. So you go, TS8 5. I don't know. It actually sounds like
It probably is. TAS, taste, 2, receptor, R38. Maybe it is.
I think I'm going to see if they've got a license plate with that on it. That'd be great. That would be great. GR8.
I'm not sure. It's not. It's not a. I don't think it's a legal registration plate for the UK.
Damn.
Yeah, because it's 3 letters, 1 number, 1 letter, 2 number, and a UK registration plate is 2 letters, 2 numbers, 3 letters. Yeah.
You could go TA5 2.
Yeah.
And then was it R?
Yeah, REB it would have to be
REB
for 338.
Okay.
Fine, I'm going for that. We've just gone to DVLA.
TA52. To be fair, I reckon if you looked it up, it's probably an actual car.
Probably. Yeah, you can buy
TA is a section.
25 quid. No, I'm joking.
It'd be more than that.
Yeah, it would
DVLA
be.
doesn't charge you anything less than about
No,
130 for something.
For the admin.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing, right? I've gotten. You get a new car, so you have to phone your insurance up to change your car. It's like, yeah, we're going to charge you £25 admin fee. For what?
Changing a field. I mean, this is hard work, that is.
Yes, we've automated
trust.
it, but we're going to charge
Oh
you
yeah,
anyway.
you probably could do. You probably do it online these days.
Yeah,
And
you've done it yourself online, but we're still charging
We're
you the
still
admin
charging you,
fee.
yeah.
that's like that tipping culture in America, isn't it? Where they've got to the stage where you can now do self-checkout, and on self-checkout it asks if you want to give a tip. And it's like, hang on a minute, I picked my own groceries, I put them in the basket, I scanned them myself, and you're asking for a tip. And it's like, just pay the people a fair wage, America. What is wrong with you?
That's the tip.
What is wrong with
Yeah. But just the tip.
Just the tip. It's a joke about that, but I can't repeat that.
Archer.
Oh, I was going to hold that back, but I saw Don drinking. I was like, no, too slow.
Too slow. Too slow. Oh dear. Right. Do we need anything else from Brussels sprouts to discuss
You
why
said
they
you
need
had
to go
2
to room
things.
101?
Yeah. I think we're all sold on sprouts, right?
Yeah, and by the
In a
way, because I added to the notes, and maybe the container that held the sprouts or anything else that the sprouts have been in contact with, perhaps.
Oh yeah, it's all contaminated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just want to throw
Burn
the
it.
whole lot in the bin. Put it into an
You
incinerator.
nuke it from orbit.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
But
Move on.
the other one, slightly more topical. And I got stung with this earlier, a couple of days ago. The chocolates that they put in with Easter eggs not being full size.
Oh.
So I had a Kit Kat Chunky Easter egg. And I was like, "What? I could do with a Kit Kat Chunky." And it came out, it's somewhere between fun size and full size.
So it's like a
Special Easter size, yeah.
it's a mini Kit Kat Chunky.
Yeah, but not like fun size Kit Kat Chunky, but not full size. Somewhere in between.
That's a bit off.
Yeah.
This is
I
good.
prepped it as I jumped in the car, so I couldn't even go back for the rest of the Easter egg to make up for it.
Yeah.
Just had to be slightly underwhelmed by a miniature Kit Kat Chunky.
Slightly underwear. It's the story of my life.
But I think that's like the true essence there of like what I perceive in Room 101. Like there's certain things that like go into Room 101, like, you know, wars and all the big stuff. That you think, yeah, absolutely. Sprouts is on the same sort of level as wars, to be honest. Right? But those things that are mildly infuriating, those are the true connoisseurs for me of Room 101. Like, I'm expecting a Kit Kat Chunky, and what do I get instead? A half Kit Kat Chunky.
You can
Great.
get 3/4 of a Kit Kat Chunky.
Just,
Not enough to write a letter about, but still enough to ruin my day.
but do you know why? The reason why they're doing it, obviously, if you've heard of shrinkflation, and interestingly, you know, you buy milk, right? And you buy milk in what sizes? It's in what's the measurement that you normally buy milk in?
Small, medium, large. extra large.
Given luck. And it varies shop to shop, like clothes.
Yeah.
That's awful.
This milk,
Don't get me started.
this milk is not a size 10.
The clothing sizes in Room 101 as well.
Does it have pockets?
I'd forgotten about that.
I'm just going to wind up every person that wears female clothing across the planet when I go, does it have pockets? Does it have pockets big enough to fit stuff
There's
in?
no pockets,
Are they?
but they're stitched up, so they're purely a fashion accessory.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so you can buy. So they have to buy handbags. That's what it is.
Well, it's with scab.
But I was reading this morning. So the reason why I asked. So milk is normally bought in the UK by pints,
Really?
but how much is 4 pints?
2 and a bit litres.
Yeah, it's 2.21 something.
Yeah.
I can't remember off the top of the head.
2 and a bit.
A supermarket has recently changed their milk sizes to litres, but kept the price the same. So it's now 2 litres. So you get less milk for the same price as it was before.
I see what's going on there.
Yeah.
So
It's
Yeah.
called doing a Kit Kat Chunky Easter size. That's what that is.
Oh dear.
Can I just say though, I'm just glad that you didn't choose something like famine to go into room 101 as the second thing after you chose the sprouts, because like, okay, as bad as they are, they will help to solve the famine issue.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you're not letting that happen because you're just taking all of those mountains of sprouts and you're going, I'm sorry, I know you're hungry, but these have got to go into room 101. Can I just have no?
Yeah.
Got to go into room 101.
But then, are they really going to be appreciated?
I think if you're starving, I think probably will be.
Really?
Yeah, I think even if you've got that taste receptor, I think you'll push through.
Yeah, you're still
somehow.
yeah.
Yeah, you would.
I'd rather starve.
Really?
I haven't got that taste
Dom?
receptor. I'd rather
Really?
just off me. But I've had this discussion with people this week, right? There's so much that's wrong with me at the moment. If I was a pet, you'd just put me down. So, like, I'll make the sacrifice. Just do me in. And at the moment, where I'm so heavy, I'd probably feed a few people if it was really that bad.
Well, it wouldn't be people. You'd end up in dog food, and then you'd have like
That's true.
You'd have Fido going. It tastes a bit like Dom. I don't know. What do you think?
End up in a Findus lasagna somewhere.
Findus crispy pancake.
Yeah. I think what they're using now, they can't use sauce.
Dom will end up in some he'll end up in a pack of like Richmond sausages or something. You're frying them.
Well, that's fine. They nearly took me out, so.
I need to remember this is being recorded.
I can take out whatever you want.
Anything incriminating.
I think, to be honest, the last 3 years of podcasts for me and Jerry have been completely incriminating. I do not know how we're still allowed out and about these days. We have some very strong opinions.
And that's what they're just opinions. They're just our opinions. They don't represent any organisation or anyone else for that matter. They're just our opinions, and they're strong.
Just say allegedly after everything.
Exactly.
Oh dear. There's always, I remember that picture of a sign which has got like for like vegetarianism, and it's got like a picture of like, it starts off like hamster, cat, dog, rabbit, horse, cow, pig. And it goes, where would you draw the line? And then some clever fool's gone up, spray paint, and gone, and then just drawn a line and gone, here.
Well, after all of the animals.
No. It's between the horse and the cow in that particular instance. We've just gone here. Like, you asked for the question, where would you draw the line? Here. I fully appreciate that people have their differences of opinion on this one, but unfortunately, I like bacon too much. So, vegetarianism is not for me, I'm afraid to say. This has gone completely off the rails, and I honestly do not know where we are anymore. I had about 20 thoughts throughout the whole thing.
Well, talking of vegetarian, can I crack a dad joke then? I think this is a perfect segue into it's a vegetarian themed dad joke. And this is where I'm now
You've got
not
it written down.
I've actually got it on my phone. And the funny thing is, I now
I'm not going to trust you. I need to write it down.
I don't trust myself. But the funny thing is, I now can't find it. That's the hilarious bit.
I wanted to say, do pay attention to 007, but it's not. It needs to be better prepared.
It's
clearly, Jerry wasn't part of the Boy Scouts.
Failure to prepare to fail.
I'll tell you what worries me. I was actually part of the Boy Scouts. Oh, here we go. Found it. Right. Brace yourselves. My uncle was found unconscious at the lentil processing factory. Thankfully, didn't take the paramedics long to find a pulse.
Jesus Christ. That's awful. And I can't say my lentil joke because it's way too rude for the podcast. So I'll save that one for later on.
Fair enough.
It's about lentils and chickpeas.
Yes, I think Swanee knows the joke.
Yeah.
Oh dear, we'll get into trouble if we say that one.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So that's Room 101, I think, done. Wow. Is it done? Is there any more on
Yeah.
Shrinkflation, I suppose, is probably the thing that we want to go in the bin.
Yeah, just small chocolate bars.
Yeah. Small chocolate got to be big.
If I'm having chocolate, give me the full chocolate.
I didn't get an Easter egg this year.
What?
Blame the parents.
Dom.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Mother?
I'm sorry.
Where is my Easter egg? And like, I know why I didn't buy them, because my mum is gluten intolerant, and my sister's lactose intolerant. So trying to buy Easter eggs is going to cost me £47,000. I'm going, is this gluten free? Is this stuff free? Is it this free?
Just get them some real eggs. I have to say the legend, the shiny icon that is a legend, that's slightly tarnished now. No egg. Oh. Only slightly.
Only slightly.
I'm only kidding. You're a legend.
The legend.
The legend.
Oh dear. Have you? I don't know if you've met my mum. Have you, Adam?
Probably. Pretty sure I've met your dad.
Yeah, most Taekwondo people have met my dad.
Yeah. Don't know if I've had the honour.
Can I just say?
Yeah.
Well, my memory started off bad and has just got worse. So
Mine's non-existent.
We might have to cut this out.
Okay.
I'm going to say it, then
Right.
you can make a decision as to whether to cut this out or not.
Right, let me make a timestamp note.
Make a timestamp. Yeah, definitely make a timestamp note. Because I don't know. This could go either way. This can either be hilariously funny and you keep it in, or you go, no, Jerry, you
I
cross
can't
the
stop
line.
bent forwards with suspense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let me know when
What
you're
I'm
ready.
going to do is I'm going to leave this section in,
Yeah.
and then if I've cut it out, everyone's going to be like, what did he say?
That whole... Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. That whole section sounded like it was a setup for some kind of a joke of like, oh, have you got any naked pictures of your mum? And then you go, what? Yeah. Would you like some?
Yeah, it sounded like a your mum joke. That's basically what it is.
Your mum. I don't know if that's
we
staying
can
in
keep
or
that
not.
in. No, we can keep that in. It's not talking specifically about anyone. It was just talking about the setup. But yes, either that, Jerry. I might just stitch you up and just mute that bit where you say that bit now, so everyone's got the beginning, and then they're like, "What did Jerry say? Was it really controversial?"
Can't remember.
Oh no, let's
My
work
memory's
out as
terrible.
a no context bit.
Yeah, all that.
Have you got any naked pictures of your mum? Would you like to them?
Oh, I'm so making that short.
Allegedly.
Oh my god! Yeah, I'm taking the timestamp for that one because yes, please.
I think you should make that your ringtone.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks for
dear.
that.
That is amusing.
Not that I've had my phone on loud, ever.
I don't think I.
On vibrate, and I'll look at it and go, "Someone's phoning me." No,
Or it's the other half. Quick.
Flip
Oh,
the phone
dear.
the other way.
Oh, that was when phones used to be satisfying. We used to have a flip phone. You could be... Yes, I'm old enough for that.
The old clamshell phone. Nice.
Okie dokie. We're going to poignant questions, I think. Because I think these are... I'm just going to apologise because I'm just finding the weirdest questions I can these days. Because I think it's great fun. I mean, the first one has it,
I was like, what?
straight off the bat. Which colour has the worst personality?
Which?
Go on, Jerry.
What?
Are you all right, Dom?
Yeah. No. I don't know. The ones that we did with Samwise, where Jerry and Samwise completely slewed me for the whole thing. I did genuinely get a few messages going, "Are you all right, Tom?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
Is everything okay?
The one that I thought was a bit of a failure was the owl one. I was a bit like, surely you've got an answer. At what point, if you've seen a selection of owls throughout the day, do you go, something is up here?
That's true. I've forgotten about that.
Yeah. There's an answer to that.
I mean, unless you've gone to somewhere like where there should be
Owl
owls.
Sanctuary in Norfolk.
Yeah. Yeah. If you've gone there and you've seen 5 owls, you're like, something's a bit funky here.
Yeah.
Someone's paranoid.
Yeah. Because, I mean, how many of us have actually seen an owl not in captivity?
I have.
Maybe, but I'm not
I think I've seen
convinced.
one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
not outside of captivity, not many, one. So if I saw 4 in a day, I'd be like, hang on a minute, what's going on here?
Voldemort's been defeated.
Yay!
How many giraffes would you have to see in an owl sanctuary before that rang any alarm bells?
Just one.
That's what I want to know. Oh, is it one? Okay, so you
I
draw
saw
the
some
line.
giraffes
Right?
yesterday.
Oh, did you? There you go.
I went to the zoo. They've got really long tongues.
And do you know
They're
what?
blue as well.
And they've got some neck.
What's it? So if a giraffe wore a tie, where would it wear it?
Yeah, this is
We've
the
asked
question.
the
Now we're
question.
talking.
We asked
No,
that.
these are the questions I liked. Where would it be? Is it at the top or is it at the bottom? Because
I think midway.
or would it be at the top and the tie would have to be long enough to go down to its navel?
I still think
It's got to be
midway.
around the shoulders because you don't wear a tie like right up under your jaw, do you?
No.
You wear it
So
down.
you reckon
it's
it's
it's going to be at the bottom of the neck.
yeah?
Yeah, it goes under the Adam's apple.
Oh my God, where is
I'm
that
not gonna
Adam's
Google, does it
apple?
I was going to say where. I can't. Giraffe.
There's some much better question than
Yeah,
page of the world personality.
Yeah. So I'm
Page.
on the Reddit like no stupid questions. They didn't actually. Okay, right. So human beings have a descended larynx, a voice box that ties down in the throat. In men, this shows as the Adam's apple. The only other land animals to have this feature are elk and red deer.
Oh wow.
No?
I think we should officially change the name to the Swanee apple.
I have been resisting the urge when people said Adam's apple to go, or the Dom's apple, or Jerry's apple.
Don't worry, it's where I work in technology. I have it as well because we start talking about the DOM for those that aren't versed in technology. The document the document object model, which is what builds all websites. So we start talking about that, and somebody goes, "Oh yeah, it's we've got this on the DOM," and I'm like, "Oh what? Oh no, it's not me."
I think people should just start balancing stuff on you.
Yeah, and then
The Dom.
yeah.
Can't we put this
Well,
on the
also-
Fritz? We should put it on the Fritz.
Not only that is that in one of the technologies that we use, you have a thing called a virtual DOM, and every now and then I feel like piping, go, no, I promise I'm real. I'm not virtual. I am here. But that gets old quickly.
See, you are ready to be a dad, Dom.
What's worse is some absolute idiot in our company decided to name one of our projects the Dom Project. That drove me bananas. And I was like, can we change that, please, to anything else? Like, honestly, we could just anything. And eventually they did change it to something.
Is that distributed order management?
It was, yes. So I was like, which is fulfillment. So can we call it the Fulfillment Project? Thank you. Oh dear. So yes, but then there's other ones that come up with great names. So they're like got Coco, and then Jerry, I think one of your teams is the Godzilla team, isn't it? You've named them as what the mythical monsters.
Hey, listen, our team names are cool, right? We've got Godzilla, we've got Kong, Megalon, Dragon. These are strong names.
Oh dear.
It's, shortly after graduating, one of my first jobs, joined a team that got renamed, and it became the Analysis, Data and Method Support Team. The Adams team.
That is amazing.
I've been in there like a few weeks, maybe a couple of months tops. And, yeah. changed from data, OA, and method support to analysis, data, and method support. So domes to Adams.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh dear.
That made my mark quickly.
Got to do it. That's your legacy now.
Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Uh,
Right, anyway, which colour has the worst personality? Come on, Jerry.
Oh, we're back to this again.
Yeah.
A cold grey.
Oh, you've gone grey.
Because you can have
beige.
warm grey. Oh, sorry.
Can you?
Are you happy with a warm grey?
I am happy
What makes
with
it warm?
Heat. No.
Microwave.
Micro. Hob. Just going to go through all different heat sources now. Heating
How
element.
do you boil water for your cup of tea?
Heating element. Yeah, you can. If you can mix, you can take grey and you can mix it with something like a red or an orange, and then you get like a warm grey. Whereas if you mix a grey with blue or
Oh,
I don't know, black or white, you get colder grey, don't you?
there is a scale of cool to warm greys.
Thank you. I rest my case.
Wow.
Swanee, please
Wow.
do us the honours.
I mean, a beige. Didn't you have a beige car once?
I had a beige. Well, so this is this. I was going to say this is actually something I was going to like a leading question. What's the best car color name that you've heard? Because so I did have a car that was technically beige, right? But its official
Was it
title.
Beige Estate
I,
in the state. It was a
Yes.
granddad car, full-on granddad car.
I drove a Skoda Fabia, a diesel estate,
In
right?
beige.
And it was cappuccino beige. Was the official colour.
It came
Now-
with a robe and tartan slippers. A
Now-
Zimmer frame in the boot, just in case.
And again,
I'm going to say a couple of things. I am going to defend this car because I actually think out of the three Skodas, it was probably one of the. It was actually, I think it was better than my big car to a certain extent. Two reasons. One, because the boot was massive, and it's what I needed at the time. It was cheap to run and own, and while it was listed as beige, it was actually a really nice color. It wasn't that pale beige. I thought it was quite a nice color.
It was cappuccino beige, so it's like there's
Yeah.
a fee in the beige.
Yeah.
not
So, but
latte.
it was kind of that like kind of caramelly type thing. It was actually a very nice color, which is why it was interesting because obviously the next one I had car color I had was called petrol blue. Now figure that out because I don't think petrol is blue, but it was a dark blue that had like some like turquoise metallic in it, and it was a really
That
nice
was a
color.
pretty colour, yeah.
But it was a shit color name, petrol blue. That makes no sense.
Yeah, no.
And now my newest one, which is just metallic black.
Yeah.
that works.
Yeah.
Can I just
Yeah.
challenge the beige though? You're saying no personality on the beige, so beige can work really well. So now the weather's warming up, you can wear a beige suit with a nice blue shirt or a white shirt, and that works. That's got personality,
Conversation about
right?
But it's,
I'm-
it's just so bland.
It's not. You see, David
Basically.
Beckham pulls it off, and
In the, I like
I mean, he's got no
in the scale of
personality, but
whites is.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you'd like, so as you said, you can wear a beige suit with a bright coloured shirt and tie. You need something to create some personality in your outfit.
well, like a
The
warm
beige suit
grey.
is just
Yeah, you couldn't
Just
put
warm
you
grey
couldn't
trousers.
you could but you couldn't put cool grey with beige to enhance beige.
No, that would be terrible.
like
Yeah, do you know what I'm most excited for was my dumb questions that sparked some conversation. That's what I'm so excited for. Yes. It makes me feel good, right? Because I don't get out a lot. So I'm like, what are these conversation starters that could do it? I just use this to practice. I steal our like these questions, these poignant questions.
my-
I just steal them and I use them as top
What-
conversation starters for
Brilliant.
people when I meet new people. 'cause why
Where have
wouldn't
you stolen this one from?
I-
I think I know where you've stolen the next question from, but
Yeah, maybe. I'll also say the color I put. I put mauve because it's
What's the
just
difference?
purple, that isn't it?
Yeah,
it's just a dirt. Well, it's a dirty purple.
Purple.
It's not dirty.
I've
Mauve
got
is
16-bit
mauve.
colour.
What the 16?
Yeah,
The primary colours.
primary colors only.
Mauve is not. Is it
Well, I went for mauve.
dirty?
Yes.
It's a dirty pink.
Nice. Yeah.
It's blunted.
Pinky purple. Yeah.
Oh, great. So instead of criticising me for the question, you're just going to criticise me for my choice of colour. Is that what it is?
No,
just completely
just-
disappointed.
I just had to Google it to see what colour is mauve.
You know what I find incredible is I've just looked up mauve, and then there's a photo of a famous rap star who's I'm not going to name, otherwise I'll probably end up getting sued, wearing a mauve suit,
It was yours.
which actually looks bizarre.
Whereas I've Googled it and come up with an image with the headline 40 plus shades of mauve.
How can there
which I
be?
think is going to be a very different book.
I think
How does that work?
You got purple mauve, mauve pink, light mauve, rose mauve, dusty mauve.
Can I?
I'm
just-
not reading all 40 plus.
At the risk of going down a bit of a rabbit hole here, 50 Shades of
Oh, I like-
Mauve. Like, what would be
That would be
what
a
would
lot-
be the storyline for that?
I was going to say that's not quite as good as
There's-
maybe Grey does have a better personality than Mauve because there was a book named after it.
No, but he was warm grey. That's the
was
difference.
he a cool grey or a warm grey?
No, he was a warm grey.
Was he? I don't know. I've not read the
He's
book.
definitely
so
a
I
warm
wouldn't
grey.
know, but
I've never read the books, but I'd hazard a guess he's a warm grey. Definitely. But 50
I'm gonna
Shades
get
of
absolutely
Mauve,
slewed for this.
what would... I want to know what that would be about.
Yeah. That's an A.
That sounds scarily close to
Why?
like 50 Shades of like Mo or something like that. So I'm trying to think of a character Mo. So it's like Mo Sislak from the.
So, I mean, mauve is giving me Blue Rinse kind of vibes.
Oh no!
It's not the book you want to read.
Why
No,
why
not
did
for
you
me.
go there, Swanee?
I had to. Because
Why?
it was in my head.
That's an
I couldn't
inside
be the only
thought.
one with that thought.
It's an inside thought.
Sharing's caring.
Oh dear. 50 Shades of Mauve by Mo Sislak. Just documenting his life.
I think
You're welcome, everybody.
Write in with your suggestions.
I reckon.
No, don't.
Well, I've got a suggestion. I've got one.
Email Don.
Yeah, email Dom. Dom.white at.
Don't. No. The thing is, if you go onto the Distinctive Jovial podcast, the YouTube channel, the business email is my email.
Okay, email there, everybody. Email with suggestions. I've got. An
So I
idea.
do get some. I get some
Email.
utter crump through my inbox to do with our podcast.
So I reckon steamy goings on at the local bowls club. That would be 50 Shades of Mauve, wouldn't it?
Mauve. Why bowls?
I don't know. It's just sort of following on from Swanee's observation.
Should we move on?
Sordid
Sequel
goings
in the
on.
bingo hall.
Sordid goings on between George and Ethel at the bowls club.
Oh, help me.
50 Shades of Mauve.
That's going to segue nicely into your next question, Don.
Yeah, how often do you wash your bed sheets?
Oh, Jesus. What?
Oh,
Did
no.
something around a bit of his life. I'm pretty sure of it.
35 episodes and finally broken Dom.
No, it's not an uncommon thing to break me, is it?
True.
there were a couple of moments during the last podcast with the other three of them that I was just sat there going, I don't really know how to move forward.
Yeah, but you broke Carey with your toothbrush comment and broke me. I was laughing for days after that. Days.
Yeah, I have to admit, every now and then I just giggled. Just to go, oh, that was funny.
That was the funniest moment of that podcast for me. The funniest moment. Because it was Carey's reaction as well. That's what made it so hilarious.
Well, I also didn't know the extra story, which we can't put on the podcast, which makes it funnier.
You're going to have to fill me in after the podcast.
I'll have to fill you in afterwards, but I can't, Right, we'll go on to pointed question number 2, which is I've just asked how often do you wash your bed sheets? Because I just want to see if I'm too cleanly or a bit of a freak.
Yeah, not often enough. Although, like, more so now, having a small child who decides to make a mess of the bed every now and then. And I have a very helpful wife who reminds us that we need to change the bed sheets somewhat regularly. Hey, yeah.
Do you not have like a reminder every?
No, I'm not. It's organised to shoot, Dom.
Well, no, they're coping mechanisms. They're not organisation. They're coping mechanisms.
Coping mechanisms to keep you organised.
Yeah.
We've been organised enough to set up said reminders. It's like I could probably do with those reminders, but just haven't set them.
Why don't you link them to Swanee's phone and then he'll get a reminder? Well, how often do you wash your bed sheets? I know it's quite often, Dom. I think we've had this conversation.
I do mine every week.
Every week.
Every week.
Yeah.
Wow.
I change bed sheets every week. I change towels twice a week, and I change
that.
So that's like my shower towel and the hand towel.
Yeah,
that's in the bathroom.
So thanks to you, this is why the planet.
Your poor washing machine.
It's probably why it blew up the last week.
Did it?
I'll go into that in a minute.
Did it really? Oh my god.
Yeah. Do you remember when I had all the flood? I had the context for between the two podcasts. The roof above my flat got a hole. So when it was raining, because England, it was all just pouring into my flat to the point I emptied a 5-litre bucket of water overnight at one point.
Oh my god.
Which is nice, wonderful. It wasn't full. It wasn't all the way to the rim, like at the edge, but it was sort of 3/4 full. But just I know the size is a 5-litre bucket. And at one point, I needed to dry some towels. Now I don't have a tumble dryer. I just have a dryer, right? Which means that it rotates, but it doesn't. It just blows hot air. It doesn't do any of the tumble drying or anything like that. And I stuck the towels in because I'd run out of towels. Because you know what? When it's raining, stuff gets wet. So what I then did was so put it in the dryer, and after half an hour, it went, "Oh, I'm not having that," and just tripped all the electrics in the flat, which was nice. So this was Easter weekend as well. So much for a relaxing Easter weekend. So then I had to I had to put the towels on the radiator, open all the windows while it was hammering down with rain. Unfortunately, all my windows opened like that, and then whack the heating on to 30 degrees, so it just stayed on. But it also meant that I didn't melt, and then also so that the condensation levels in the flat didn't get too high. And then the washing machine is still working, but not the dryer function doesn't work. And if you overfill it, it goes on the fritz and decides that it doesn't want to do anything. Subsequently, though, when I switched all the electrics back on, and went through, and then the next day, light bulbs started to blow, which is really God, great. Dom. Thanks. Hang on, it gets even better. So I replaced 3 of them, but one of them was in the bathroom, which is it's an LED bulb, so it's sort of shaped like that, and then it's got kind of the end bit is just 2 prongs. And I pulled this light bulb out. It was really stiff, and I was like, that's a bit weird, but whatever. Got the new light bulb, couldn't get it in for love nor money. So I thought, well, I'll put the old one in just to make sure that I'm not losing my marbles. That wouldn't go in for love nor money, and until I got it to a point where I managed to go, oh, right, you can't directly put the 2 prongs in like that. You've got to kind of fold it. And it went in. Great, wonderful. Pulled it out again, and one of the prongs removed itself from the light bulb and stayed stuck in the plug socket. So then I had to go and switch the like at the like the main kind of whatchamacallit it. That's the one, right? And then get a pair of pliers and pull this little pin out, and then put the new bulb in.
Oh my god!
So yeah, maybe I wash towels too much because it causes things like that.
Yep.
This is like a version of yak shaving again, isn't it? Like,
Well,
isn't it?
I
Like,
mean, this is faulty powers.
yeah.
This is...
Aren't you washing the towels? I'm trying. I have to replace this bulb, and now it's stuck. What are you doing to pliers? Just stop.
I was talking to somebody today about why I feel so stressed and busy, right? And it's the cognitive overload that I've got. So at the moment, so this week I was teaching because our coach is away at the moment, right? So I'm teaching this week, so I've got to have lesson plans. Then on, I love the way Swan is like, yeah, whatever. He teaches 4 times a week every week, so it comes naturally.
And they're optional,
right? But on Sunday, like one of my jeans, the button on my jeans just pinged off, right? And it doesn't get back together, completely broke. It's like, yes, I need to lose weight. Thanks for reminding me. Great, wonderful, right? So then you have to buy a new pair of jeans. And then I bought the pair of jeans and I was thinking, oh, hang on a minute. Last time I bought jeans from here, I got the waist size that I normally have, which is a 34, and got them, couldn't get in them. I was thinking, hang on a minute. Measured them with a piece of string and a tape measure, and they were only a 26, labeled a 34. And I'm like, well, that
26.
But then I had to go. Yeah, I know.
People are complex.
Yeah, I know. So, but I ordered 2 pairs, and one was a 26, and they were both labeled 34. It was just a manufacturing defect. But then you have to go to the shop. You take them up to the shop, and they're like, well, they look okay. And I'm like, measured it. No, that's a bit odd, isn't it? We haven't got any in stock, so you have to go and order them. And then you have to pay delivery again. It's just like those like cognitive like loads that you just think, which is why I have a to-do list that pings up and goes, you need to wash the bed sheets. Because otherwise I would just forget.
Even world-class Latin American dancing champions don't have a 26 waist. 26.
What? That was the measurement that it came up on.
Good Lord.
And I only buy them from there because they're the only ones that when the trouser length is listed as long, it's actually long, and I have very long legs. For those that haven't met me, I'm
with a 26-inch waist. 26.
I'm 6'3", but hang on, it gets better. So I've got a 34-inch waist, but I've got a 36 inside leg, which is very big. So it's like, what do I do? So we were talking about clothes sizes earlier. It's not just female clothing that can be a problem.
Oh, Dom's frozen now.
What?
No, I'm still here.
No, you froze.
Froze for a second, yeah.
Anyway, I'll get off my high horse now.
No.
Oh dear. Anyway, Jerry, do you care to? Because Swanee got away with it by just saying just not enough.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, I'm gonna go down.
I couldn't breathe how often we get washed.
I'm going down the Swanee route because I think if I was to say once a year, people would be horrified. No, I do. I do once a fortnight.
Yeah, I think that's what most people do.
I think if I was to do any more often than that, I think I'd just do it daily, and just lie on wet bed sheets, knowing that I have to put them back in the wash again in like 12 hours and go, okay, it's fine.
Oh dear.
At which point you might as well just sleep in the bath.
Or the washing machine.
We don't want to go to sleep into bath stories.
Oh yeah. No.
Many people have done that. Oh dear. Right. My next question. I'm going to call it my next question instead of poignant questions because then everybody knows to slew me. Why is it called a first birthday when it's really a second birthday? But I've come up with a different argument on this because it's not really a birthday. You only have one birthday.
It's kind of already been answered, isn't it? Looking at the notes.
Yeah. But that's not a fun answer, recently.
But it's true.
It's like for that first year you are 0, and then on the anniversary of your birth, that's when you turn 1.
That's what I come up with.
You become 1, so it becomes your first birthday.
I would argue that you only ever have one birthday, and what we're actually doing is celebrating the anniversary of your birthday, and everyone just shortens it to birthday. So it's your 1 year anniversary of being born.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I wrote the question, I went to answer the question, I went, I've come up with a really dumb question there because it's quite obvious.
There's like in French, it is like, what's the date of your anniversary? Something. So yeah, they don't say birthday. They say what is your anniversary?
Joy anniversaire.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary is what they say.
Which makes more sense, and I don't like giving credit to the French.
But
Allegedly.
Views are our own. Swanee's views are not representative of my views of the French. Hashtag just
Allegedly.
saying.
the French have done a few wonderful things. The two things they get wrong is their transportation system and cleanliness of it in Paris, and the fact that I always want to beat them in the rugby. Those are the only two things I dislike about the French.
Okay.
Snails and frog legs. Not sold on those. But a lot of French food is quite tasty. They do wine quite well.
See, I'm a Francophile. I love France.
The drink rather than the action.
I like to both. I'm happy to do a bit of whining. Whining and whining. Give me it. Give me both.
Friday night sold.
Do you get more whiny the more whiny you are?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No longer whining and dining. Whining and whining.
When I'm sober, I have a filter. This is me with a filter on. As I get drunk, I just remove that filter. Just leaves.
Nice.
The fortunate thing is, I'm actually a nice person, allegedly. So I'm not a mean, horrible drunk. But I will say what I think.
But it doesn't take much wine to get done whining.
No, this is very true. Or drunk, that matter. The joys of having a liver infection means that your ability to process alcohol is 0. Yay! I'm a cheap date. Okay, now this is a bit more of an opinionated one. If you were a professional athlete, what would your walkout song be?
Well, Jerry.
No. You guess first.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, like, I'm going to pick one that I've used anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say you've done the walkout.
So I've done, I think, just one fight night where I had like entrance music for the ring walk. And Lose Yourself by Eminem. Just it gets me going. It's quite a long intro, so you get to milk it a little bit.
That's true. That's very true. It is a long intro.
It's got a nice slow build, but then it's one that gets me going.
Gets the people going.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's
No, it doesn't.
But
is
then
that Kanye West.
yeah, there was
yeah.
So I've spent a long time thinking of and looking at ring walk music, and you're like, yeah, you need something with a decent beat. But it's going to be played over speakers, so it can't be too sweary and offensive. Although I have been to some competitions where they're playing music and you're like, oh, this isn't the radio edit. This is... Someone press skip. No, they're not pressing skip. Oh, that word. No, don't say that word.
Oh, we just said it.
Has that been I think that's been at a few of our local tournaments a couple of times.
Possibly. I'm not going to name the competition that I'm thinking of in particular.
Okay.
But,
One that I was at?
wait, I can't remember if you were there. Don't think you were there.
I'm retired now, so it's great.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't have been there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'd like to be invited back, so I'm not going to...
That's fair enough.
I've now got, thanks to you, Dom, I've now got that song stuck in my head. We're going to skate to
Which
one
one?
song and one song only.
What
What does that even mean? No one knows what it means.
It's provocative. It gets the people going. No, it doesn't. Sorry. I've got a terrible voice, so there's no point
I've got that stuck in my head now.
Right, go on, Jerry.
Let It Go.
And what sport are you picking for the walkout. For
Wow.
This to be...
Wow, funny you should say that.
This is what Jerry plays when he enters the meetings that we
Yeah.
have.
It's just a
Which-
mantra.
Yeah.
It's just a-
I mean, to be fair, it's a
Well,
pretty
just-
good
just
mantra.
let it
Just
go.
let it go.
Let it go.
Just let it go.
Just no need for this. Just no need for violence.
you are not your emotions. They come, they go. Thoughts come, they go.
Yeah.
Be like water.
Be like water. I would also say that if you have to resort to violence, you've already lost. That would be mine.
Unless you're in a combat sport.
Unless you're in a combat, even in a combat sport.
I never resorted to violence. That's probably why I didn't do so well.
Oh, is that the object of the exercise? Oh, okay.
I was very good at face blocking.
No, you know what? If I was in a competition like that, I think I would kill them with kindness. So as they're trying to kick me or punch me, I'd just be going, "You've got lovely eyes. You've got really nice eyes. Those shorts work so well. The mauve really works on you."
Now I've just got images of Swanee going like this because you're not allowed to talk.
No talking. I can't remember who it was, but I've heard stories of one fighter in Taekwondo who used to bow in and then blow his opponent a kiss.
Ooh.
He's like bow in and
That's provocative.
just...
No, it's not. It gets the people going.
We're going. What does that even mean?
No one knows.
Oh dear. Interestingly, for my choice, I had one of the Dutch coaches, the main Dutch instructor that we go and see for the tournament we are at soon. He made a custom song for his walk-in at his retirement when he came out of retirement to fight the Whitlocks. He actually remixed a custom song for his walk-in. I know because he sent it to me, and I was doing the music on that day, and it had like a real bunch of mix. But do you know what the main overlay was for it? It was the Imperial March.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's strong.
Which I think is a very strong choice. I mean, even just the pure Imperial March would be great. I wonder if I've still got the email. I could probably at some point dig it out and send it.
just lay it in now.
Yeah. Well, I've written in my notes, right? I've written in my notes because the song that I was going to the one that I've written down that I'm going to mention, right, is Nobody Will Know.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I could
Not
just
heard
put
of
it in the edit afterwards. But I can't put it in because we'll just get absolutely slammed for copyright.
When you put in a short bit under like fair usage?
No, under 15 seconds. Anything over 15 seconds will definitely get copyrighted, but sometimes it can be literally pulled in for like one.
Rubbish. I have just thought of another one though. It wouldn't work for me, but I went to a fight night up in Scotland that I was refereeing at, and there was two Swedish competitors on the bill, and they used Valhalla calling, which like is fantastic. I think it's been in like the Assassin's Creed Valhalla video game.
Yeah,
but it's like kind of very Viking stirring tone. It's like, yeah, no, that I was sat on the chair judging, and I was like, yeah, no, this has got me ready to fight.
I thought you were going to say ABBA.
Dancing Queen.
I think someone did use ABBA.
Yeah.
At one point. I think I always cringe at the choice of musical patterns music that we have at our tournaments, especially if it's too fast and they don't keep up with the music. If you just perform some shapes completely out of time to the music you choice, it's like, no. And I have overruled a few judges' score when I've gone, did you notice that they were completely out of time? Oh, no, I didn't. It was just a very nice pattern. Well, then...
Yeah.
When you say shapes, like you're talking about like throwing shapes, like big fish, little fish, cardboard box, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what patterns are. They're just throwing shapes.
Violent dancing.
With glow sticks.
Yeah. My comment is whenever somebody says to me, how are you going to do today in your patterns, Dom? And I go, I don't know, I'm just going to throw some shapes that look ridiculously good while I'm doing it and see what happens.
Nice.
It worked a few times.
Put my jammies on, do some aggressive dancing,
Yeah, exactly.
see what happens.
With glow sticks. You need
Exactly
glow
what
sticks.
I did. Oh, dear.
So I have seen some demonstrations with light up nunchucks. So, yeah.
Really?
Spinning
That'd
glow
be
sticks
epic.
in the dark.
That is definitely one of the
That'd
ways.
be
I mean,
Fantastic.
it is if you can use nunchucks well. Like, yeah.
By the
It
way,
would be terrible if it was me, because you'd just see lights on the floor.
yeah,
Bit of a
because
spin, an ow, and then nunchucks on the floor.
yeah, and maybe two other things on the floor next to the nunchucks, like walnuts or giblets. Can you?
No, don't mention
I'm not going
giblets.
down the giblet street. Can I just highlight? So, can you do like knitting patterns as well? So, like lace cable, peacock's tail, mock honeycomb.
You know a lot about
Just
knitting
up, down,
there.
I've googled it.
Oh, okay.
knotted open work stitch.
No, I can't.
You ain't quiet for a moment.
I
Fisherman's
will hold my
rib-
hands up.
Sorry.
I can't because as soon as you add a third-party object to me, my hand-eye coordination goes out the window.
Okay.
So I can't do bow staff or anything like that.
Or knitting needles.
Pet.
Okay.
Oh dear. Right, sports they should show more of. I mean, Swanee's got the very easiest answer.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of bias coming in, and so the joys of ITF Taekwondo. There are actually 2 European Championships underway at the moment. One in, I think, Slovenia and one in Poland.
Yeah, opponents.
Because there are multiple international Taekwondo federations and multiple European Taekwondo federations who each do their own champ. And both of them are being live streamed over Tinternet. But it would be great to have ITF Taekwondo on TV.
That would be cool.
So
I agree with that.
That's my vote.
Flipping lost my voice earlier on in the week cheering on for one of our juniors.
From home as well.
Yeah.
From home.
I feel sorry for your neighbours.
Can't hear you.
But that doesn't take you too much to lose your voice.
No, it doesn't. I've got as bad of I've got as bad as voice as our coach. In fact, arguably worse, because at the World Cup in Slovenia for us, 22,
Yeah.
the first day was the veterans, where one of our young veterans got silver. Was it silver? I think it was silver, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and I was stood next to his daughter and cheering him on, and it must have been about 3 rounds in, and I get the traditional teenage squeak, and she roared with laughter, and then I said, well, now I'm not going to cheer him on anymore, am I?
By the way, can I just point out
reverse puberty.
Yeah.
my
voice goes incidentally.
we have a friend of ours who has a great fondness for shrimp, and if he got silver, he'd be gutted. People go, oh, look at him, bless him, he's crying. You go, no, those are not tears of joy. He didn't get bronze.
That stems from the quiz where there's 3 teams and we were getting the bronze medal all the time. That to the point when we didn't get the bronze medal, he was disappointed.
Gutted, genuinely gutted.
He was like, oh,
Not happy about this.
want to be known as the strongest.
Yeah.
And I can't remember how the shrimp came along. Did we explain this in the last podcast?
I think we did. I'm pretty sure we've explained shrimp. He had shrimp on the brain. We did a quiz round with anagrams of food, and he just kept throwing shrimp in there. There was literally no reference of shrimp in any of the 15 questions. But
mainly because I think we were trying to guess
point.
cakes.
Are your fish cakes? Why not shrimp cakes?
Not that kind of cakes. They were baking ones, not cooking ones.
Bacon cake?
But what makes me
Oh
laugh, he
my
literally
God.
said it about 8 times, 9 times. Just going,
Is this one shrimp?
there's got to be shrimp in that. No, there's no shrimp. Okay. And then it'd go quiet for about 2 minutes, and you go, has number 8 got shrimp? They would let go of the shrimp. There's no shrimp.
Oh dear. That was a 10-minute round. That was. Oh dear.
I've got a whole list of sports.
Yeah, you've got a whole list of sports that you want to see more of.
Wife carrying.
Oh, that's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, right. Originated in
And
Finland.
they're mental.
Yeah.
Have you seen them do it?
Yeah.
Like the first obstacle is water, and the way that they normally carry the wives is they have their legs over your neck, so their head are dangling there. So as they're wading through water, the wife's got effectively be in a crunch, so her head isn't under the water.
It's insane. But why don't they show that? Zorbing. For those of you who don't know what zorbing is, you get into an inflatable ball and hurtle yourself down a big hill until you come to a full stop. Chess boxing. I like this one. So I looked up some strange sports, and this came up. Chess boxing. Have you heard of this?
Chess boxing, yeah. I watched. There was a famous YouTuber did a tournament of chess boxing.
Excellent.
Because boxing got quite popular with the YouTubers, sort of like 5-6 years ago. Still is fairly popular, and so he went, "Oh, I'm just going to do chess boxing instead."
Nice.
Chess seems to have making a comeback as well. So yeah.
Cheese rolling. You know about cheese rolling?
That only happens once a year, doesn't it?
does, yeah. In Gloucester, I think.
Yeah, Gloucester.
You could franchise it.
Could do. Yeah, you could do. You get good logos and stuff for it as well.
Yeah.
The other one I was thinking, which is definitely underrated, is ferret legging. And I love the description of it as well. So when you actually read up the proper description of ferret legging, so probably the weirdest sport on my list. Ferret legging is a sport where one puts a live ferret down their pants. Whoever can keep their ferret in their pants the longest wins. I think by pants they mean trousers. The rules of ferret legging are the competitors cannot be drunk, and ferrets, I love this, ferrets cannot be sedated. The most important rule is you cannot wear any underwear beneath your trousers. Ferret legging.
You're not allowed to be drunk to do this.
You can't be drunk, and the ferrets cannot be sedated.
I think I'd have to be very drunk to think it's a good idea.
But the other one that they seems to have become more popular is the slap fight competitions, which are brutal.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. I can barely watch them.
Yeah, no.
No.
And they've got to put cotton wool in their ears to stop their eardrums from bursting. I mean, who's come up with this idea?
Yeah, it's not a good game, is it?
No, not really. No.
Oh dear.
So yeah, that's my list.
Wow. I don't even know where to go. Mine sound pretty pathetic now. I think purely because it stems from my frustration, like that I can't. It's really difficult to watch motorsport, and I just want to see more of it. So I cheated and just said I want more motorsport, because the F1 is on Sky, the MotoGP is on what used to be BT Sport and is now TNT.
Where the hell do you get? Sorry, where the hell? How can you get TNT?
That's what they renamed themselves to TNT.
Okay.
The WEC, the World Endurance Championship, is on Eurosport. The Formula E is on is highlights only BBC, and the and the rally is on no television but only on YouTube only.
Hang
Pretty
about.
sure you've got premium on YouTube.
I don't actually,
Have you
but
not anymore? I thought you did.
No. I put it on, and then I was like, I want to try and reduce my YouTube watching, so I turned it off because the adverts annoy me, so I don't watch YouTube as much anymore.
Yeah,
and because I have a back catalogue of television programs I've not watched, which probably equate to about 6 years, just consistently watching if I never did anything else.
Where do they televise Cappuccino Beige Skoda Estate
Lay off my
endurance
Cappuccino
racing?
Beige Skoda.
Where is
It
that?
was worse. It was a diesel as well.
Oh,
that's
diesel
banger racing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's on BBC 4.
BBC 4.
BBC.
Probably Channel 5.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably Channel 5, yeah. With an advert every 6 minutes.
Yeah.
almost as bad as America. So yes, I wanted to bring up the zorbing because
Yes.
Swanee has done miniature zorbing.
Well, it's not it's absorb football. So my stag do many years ago, 10 years ago, just over 10 years ago now.
Yeah, it must be your 10-year anniversary a couple of weeks ago. Cause we went
beginning
to
of the month.
Congratulations.
Jamaica was
Thanks very much.
Your anniversary, and that was 2014.
No, it was the second honeymoon, essentially. Yeah. So we went taekwondo competition in Jamaica. Great, let's extend a week and have a honeymoon.
Nice.
Oh, everyone else is extending a week as well. Now what? So yeah, like hired a sports zorb and hired some like half zorbs essentially. So they go from just above your head to like just down below your waist. You kind of put your upper body and hold on to some straps, and you can run around. And then you play full contact five-a-side.
Nice.
So you're dribbling along, and someone just comes running out there and
This was during Swanee's fighting days, though. So he was a lightweight, and all of the people that went were heavyweights.
I was 63 kilos, and aside from my father-in-law to be and my older brother, I was the smallest one there. Like everyone else was over 6 foot, like 20 kilos heavier. I was like, this may have been a mistake.
But you would also have been targeted. It was your stag do.
Of course.
But this is like upside down Sabutio.
Yeah. But rather than like the ball and playing football was very much secondary objective.
Yeah, I bet.
It was pretty much just how far can we ping someone else across the hall.
Which they learned quite quickly was afar.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And then we ended up, we had a few games of Bulldog in them as well.
Oh, like a bit
And
of
then some Zorb bowling. So you get like 10 people stood there, feet together, holding a Zorb, and one person just runs at them. It's great. There's a part of me that wants to try it again.
I'd be well up for that.
I would be up for that.
I think we need to.
That sounds very sort of Wii Sports Resort kind of thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We should get that arranged, right? And then just set up some cameras, and that's the podcast for that month.
Yeah.
So all auditory listeners are going to be like, what's going on? All visual listeners are going to be like, this is a whale of a time.
So it's Facebook memories. So every year I will get these videos come back every now and then. I'll be sat there just chuckling to myself.
Brilliant.
See, like, yeah, there you go. Boom, nope, he's gone.
Brilliant.
Oh dear. Sports they should show less of. I think we all have the same answer, don't we?
I think we do, to be
Yeah.
fair.
Soccer.
Men's football.
Yeah.
Men's football specifically.
Yeah.
There's like
No, different.
97 tournaments.
It just...
In fact,
Yeah.
like the legend will appreciate this because she despises football, and my dad watches like quite a lot of it. And I think it was last year was they started the Premier League season in September, then we had the World Cup over in December, then it came back to the Premier League finished in May, and then the African Cup of Nations started, which lasted through most of the summer. During that time, you also have the Champions League, the FA Cup. Then you have like the Carabao Cup, which is some silly little thing, right? By the time the African Cup of Nations finished, right, the La Liga had finished in Spain, the Premier League had started again, and my mum was like, I don't even get a break this time from any football. Like, just can we have none?
So is your dad full on into his football then?
My dad is a big football fan. He would be he's a Arsenal season ticket holder. So he is there every other match on average, if you know what I mean, because
Wow, I didn't know
goes
that.
to all the home games. But he also goes to all the Champions League games that he goes to. He also goes to all the FA Cup games if they're doing well and stuff like that. So
Does he drag your mum along to those, or does she
No.
have to suffer through the TV watching?
No. My mum has to suffer just for the TV watching, because these are Arsenal is a sought after season ticket.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
It's not
If
cheap.
you think about it. But my dad's brother-in-law, my mum's brother, is also a big Gooner. Well, they both grew up in Potters Bar, so just down the road from there. So yes, they are big. They're big Arsenal fans.
You can,
so they
you can
go.
forgive him for it then.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not going to fault that my dad is an Arsenal fan. Well, I am because I'm not an Arsenal fan, but that's a different problem. But I'm not going to fault he chose the team that he was born by. He's not like an Arsenal fan,
Glory hunter.
just because.
Yeah.
He is. He's been an Arsenal fan since he was born.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not going to fault him for that. And the tickets are expensive, but yeah, my mum is fed up of football.
Yeah.
The reason why I struggle with it, I think, I love, when I was at school, I loved playing football. Now, even now, if somebody was to say, come on, let's play some football, I'd be right up for it, and I love playing it. I actually do like watching football, but get to a point, that whole phrase of too much of a good thing,
Yes.
and, you know, I can't keep up. And the other thing I've never understood are people that basically know all of the football stats, like every transfer and every score and every win, every loss and draw from like 1971. And then they say, and how do you keep up with it all? Oh, so-and-so's gone to that. Oh, yes, so-and-so's thinking of signing for that. And I can't believe they're playing. What? I can't even remember the lineup. It's about 5 minutes after they've announced it. And yet you've got people that are, you know, and it's just, at the end of the day, it's just, I know it's just a sport, for goodness sake, right? Just
Yeah, that I can
just
get
needs
on
to
board with.
just calm down.
I think, I mean, like, they're very talented people, and they work
Overpaid.
hard to be talented, but I do think they get a bit too much money,
Overpaid.
and a lot of them don't do much in terms of the capital they have in terms of being role models, and not all of them. There are some very, very good eggs amongst them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
Beckham with his beige suits.
like but it's like the arguing and the theatrics on a football shop. Time for that. Compare that to
Ain't nobody got time for
compare that to rugby union, and you've got like two hulking big forwards and a microscopic referee, and they're like, "Sorry, sir,
What's the referee's name? I can never remember the Welsh referee. He's retired now, but I can never remember what his name is.
Owens.
Owens is his surname. Yeah.
I've forgotten his first name. Annoys me. But yeah, he's very good. The other clip I've seen, I think it's from like Premiership rugby.
Nigel Owens.
Nigel Owens. That's it. Oh no, actually it was international, but under 21s. And you've got a female referee who calls the captain of two national teams over and says to them, guys, like in the changing rooms before the match, you both promised me that you would have control over your teams. You're really disappointing me. Sort it out. It was like, have you lied to me? It was a proper, like, I'm really disappointed. Go sort it out. And I was like, yes, well done.
Not angry, not furious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to shout at you. I just want you to know
I'm disappointed.
you've let me down.
Yeah. There's loads of things about, like, with Nigel Owens, about some of his like one-liners. They're all videos. So I was hoping to just pick up some of his one-liners in a text so I could read some of them out.
The other
Loud
other-
noises.
proper character from rugby, Joe Marler.
Yes.
If you want a laugh at kind of cheekiness on and off the pitch, look at some clips of him. There's one where he's in a rut and he's got a free hand and he tries to like just untie the shoelaces of his opponent.
I think he's retired as well now, isn't he?
And he's definitely still playing Premiership rugby.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I think he might have retired from international rugby. I'm not sure. I think he retired and then came back. I don't know if he's re-retired.
No, it's definitely not international, but yeah, he might still be playing Premiership type thing. But yeah. I can't get
Yes.
some of the. I was trying to see if I could get some of the one-liners, but there's definitely one where he tells one of the Scotsmen at Twickenham, and where they're playing like it's England Scotland, and like the week later is the World Cup, and he goes dive like that again and come back here in 2 weeks.
I love it. Excellent.
So yes, absolute legend.
No.
Nigel Owens. Right, the next bit I've got is I've got to blindly rate this, which is I think Jerry's favourite thing.
Here we go.
I've got a humdinger for you because it's just general foods. So you may be thinking, oh, that's a bit of a shame. But this time I've got 10, not 5.
Oh, Dom.
Ooh, so you've got to keep in your head where it is. I'm going to write it down.
Right.
I'm going to write it down.
Okay, sorry, just to be clear.
Just opened the door so I can write them down as well.
Yeah, just to be
Yeah.
clear, we're going. So it can be sweet or savoury. It can be anything. Main meals, sweets,
Yeah, it could be anything.
be anything. Oh, jeez,
God.
Louise.
So you've got to be careful with what could be on, which could be on here, right?
Oh my
So
God.
you've got 10 options. It's like if you find something that you absolutely like and you stick it at number 1, but you're like, oh, it's like my top 10 favorite food. But then I suddenly come in with your top favorite food. You can be like, oh, I've got to put that lower. And it's a blindly, so you have to give me the results before.
What? Okay, let
You've
me
got
just-
sprouts as the 10th option when it comes out.
Yeah, that's a
I
no-brainer.
will be nice. There is no sprouts.
Just
There is no sprouts. So, and this list, I got a list. Basically, I was just coming around with ideas, and I got the list, and this list was very Americanized, so I've un-Americanized it. But some of the foods I haven't. I've given them their UK name, but they can be quite Americanized food to just see where they kind of come into. Some are very specific, and some are very generic. So there's going to be lots of interesting. So we'll go for the first one: hot dogs. Between 1 and 10.
wow. I had it. Yes, it was quite nice.
Without giving too much away.
Yeah, yeah, it was fine. But are we talking the cheapy like kid's birthday hot dog from a jar that's in brine, or are we talking like German Christmas market proper hot dog type thing?
Let's
Or are
go
we talking
for
British barbecue, black on the outside,
British barbecue. Yeah,
still
let's-
frozen in the middle?
let's put a British spin on it.
Wow, barbecue hot dog. I'm going to go 6
6.
because I've got to start somewhere.
Jerry?
So bear in mind, no food is off the table here. I mean, jeez. For God's sakes. I'm going to go... Oh, this is a bit controversial. I might regret this decision. In fact, I
Yeah.
probably will. I'm going to go 8.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, wrong
8.
number.
I'm cringing as I'm
The second.
making a note of it.
Someone's not a fan of the sausage.
I am. Steady. I am.
I'm not.
He's just hoping Dom's coming with a lot of better foods in the list.
Yeah. What's interesting is Swanee was the one that saved me at breakfast because I still can't quite yet eat sausages. So you were quite confused when I was like, Swanee, do you want the sausages for my breakfast? Because I can't eat them after the food poisoning. Stupid thing.
Little.
Right. The second food, mashed potato.
Easy for me.
Oh,
Can I just go ahead? Because it's so easy for me.
Yeah.
I don't even have to think about this one. That's a 10.
Yeah. Okay.
well, I don't mind it, but it's not much by itself. I'm going to go 8.
Cool.
And
Apple crumble.
later.
Ooh.
Now,
Okay.
can I set my own proportions of apple crumble? Like how much apple and how much crumble?
Yeah.
Because it needs to be like this much apple and this much crumble.
Basically. And can we choose whether we want custard? We can have as much custard as we want.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
It's going to be ice. If you're having a hot apple crumble, it's going to be ice.
No cold custard.
cold custard's a bit weird.
I mean,
a
that
bit.
needs to skin the bin straight away.
That's a Room 101 type item, that
Yeah,
is.
steady. Right, I'm crumble how I like it with my cold custard, and
The wrong way.
yeah, the wrong way, and also with my own proportions. I'd go 3. That's how strong
3.
that is. Yeah.
I've gone 3 as well.
Ooh.
Or double
Welcome,
wide on the
welcome
threes.
to the 3
Yeah.
club.
It's a strong dessert.
It is.
Melted cheese on toast.
Oh my god, I love cheese on toast.
4.
With a bit of Worcestershire
Yes.
sauce.
I'm gonna go this. I'm really sorry. I'm not just
Yeah.
doing this just because I'm trying to make my life easier. I'm going 4 as well. Do love a bit of cheese on toast.
Okay.
How do you do your cheese on toast?
I usually just put cheese on some bread and then toast it. I toast the bread first. You have to butter it right to the edge. Don't leave the edges out. That's really important. So that every single bit of the
buttered.
toast has to be buttered. Then you put the cheese on, and I tend to put sliced cheese, not grated, because then you get bits of cheese which are quite thick and
Yeah, more
melty.
consistent level. Yeah.
and more consistent level. And I do like a bit of Worcester sauce, but I add the Worcester sauce afterwards.
What? So I grill it, then flip it, and
Yeah.
then some people have said like, oh yeah, no, just like tip your toaster on its side, and then put it in the toaster.
Absolutely. Yeah, but then it gets fired across your bloody kitchen.
then you end up with a toaster fire. And the other thing, Jimmy Anderson of cricketing fame, apparently, when watching a test match, will microwave his cheese and then slide it onto the toast because it's quicker, and he can do it between overs and get back to watching the cricket.
Oh wow! Okay.
Wow, now that is a fact and a half.
That is the wrong way of doing it.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
I like the way though that the way you were describing how you make your cheese on toast kind of sounded very Missy Elliott. I put my
that
thing down, flip it, and
reverse
reverse it.
Oh dear. Right, number 5, a Caesar salad.
Is that the same as a Caesar salad?
Caesar salad.
Easy salad. Well, I'm quite unhappy when I Caesar salad.
Ah,
That was great. I love it.
God.
glad it's not just me with dad jokes.
That's it.
Um,
Yeah.
Lacking odd numbers.
Yeah. She's fine. 9.
9.
thing is, if you're in the
Then that-
mood for a salad and you have a Caesar salad, it's a strong salad to have. So if I put that at 9 as well, I could regret that because God knows what else you got on the list, Dom.
Yeah.
Well, it would be below hot dogs.
It would be below hot dogs, and actually, I'll
Oh,
probably
wow.
be reserving the number 9 slot for baked beans. So I'm gonna go 7.
7. Okie dokie. Spaghetti bolognese.
1.
Oh, it's gone
Wow.
straight in there.
Wow.
Man.
Oh.
Then. Oh, you're getting background noise.
Yeah, poor thing.
Yeah, a little bit,
You're
but it doesn't matter.
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
It's okay.
just been moved. Yeah. It's been upstairs playing and has now been put on the sofa. Might be
bless her.
feeding time. No, not quite.
What for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's always feeding
No,
time. to me.
fair enough. Spaghetti bolognese, I'm going to go 6.
Can you go for 6? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Wow, big differences
Yeah,
there. I think you might be regretting your 1 on spaghetti bolognese. Barbecue ribs.
My first one. I'm happy putting. To answer, I'm going to have to go 2 and just hope that you're not topping ribs after that. I mean, I'm happy with spag bowl going above ribs. Because, spag bowl, you can get your 5 a day in there. You've got the protein, you've got
true.
the carbs. It's a You can lots of cheese on it. You know.
Reheated spaghetti bolognese is one of the most delicious things on the
It
planet.
so is, Dom. It so is, isn't it?
You can also bolognese on toast the next day as well. If you've got a bit of leftover bolognese.
Yeah.
I think it's good to pile
Yeah,
the
no,
carbs
I'm
on top of
happy
the
with-
carbs. Do you have like spaghetti
with the
bolognese
spaghetti as well.
on toast, like on a bed of chips, on a bed of rice?
Mate,
Oh, dear.
toast bolognese spaghetti bechamel sauce. Toast bolognese spaghetti bechamel sauce.
Fair enough.
A lasagna to make all Italians cry.
Exactly. I'm going to go number 5 for barbecue ribs.
5.
What?
I think I'm really going to
Just had a
regret
message
this.
from.
Yeah.
Just had a message from a legend, the young Samwise. Has just.
I don't know. 3 to go.
Lemon and sugar on pancakes for number 8.
Easy for me.
Go for it.
Number 2.
Oh. You got why a 2? What makes them so good?
Oh, I love lemon, fresh lemon. So I could
Yeah.
just eat fresh lemon, just love it.
Well-
So you get that whole the lemon and sugary vibe on a pancake.
Yeah,
Oh, so
they are,
good.
man.
Yeah, it's
We're
hard to
talking
beat.
like crepe style pancake,
Crepe style
not the
pancakes.
fluffy American.
No, the fluffy
buttermilk
American
one.
though. I actually think the fluffy American pancakes are nicer, and I prefer them. And I like those with like something like maple syrup, for example. But
But yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going 7 because I've got 3 gaps left. And I'm not sure in the middle of my remaining gaps.
Fair enough.
They're fine.
3 or
Like,
2.
like-
You should only have 2.
I've now got 2 gaps after.
Oh,
lemon
okay,
sugar
yeah,
pancake.
fair enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where I might get a
I've
lot of
got
hate.
5 and 10.
Yeah.
I've got 1
So
and
number
9.
9.
This is going to go horribly wrong.
Yeah, you might have done yourself in. So number 9, apples.
Oh,
Just.
Okay, fine. That's easy for me. That's number 9. I'm
Okay.
really going to regret this.
You are.
Oh, God.
Can we do anything with the apples?
No, just apples.
Just an apple by
You
itself.
can't make another
Just apple
crumble.
by itself.
You've already had your crumble.
You crumble, toffee apple. Right, with you saying that Jerry's going to regret.
Oh.
Where did you put it, Jerry? You put it high. didn't you?
9. No, I had to
No,
go.
yeah,
You
yeah.
put it 9, and Dom said he's going to regret that. Oh,
I can't remember what numbers you've got left.
so I've got 5 and 10 left.
I swear to God, Dom, if you pull out baked beans, I'm going to kick some ass. I'm going to come around there.
Apple. I mean, there are a lot of different versions of apples, or varieties, versions.
You're trying to convince yourself now. What? What's
yeah,
that?
yeah. Let's go 10 and hope for the best.
10. So the.
Oh, Dom's.
I don't. I have. I can't. I have to. So Jerry's number 1, and your number
5.
5. Hard-boiled eggs.
Hard-boiled eggs.
Oh, for goodness sake. What the hell? I should have known. Bloody hell.
My,
Great. I'm number 1,
my fourth
hard-boiled
favourite-
eggs. Bloody hell.
My 4th favourite kind of egg, that, Dom.
Yeah. Yes.
Fried, scrambled, Easter.
Easter.
Yeah. I was waiting for that one to come through.
I said that was my own joke, but I gratuitously stole it from another
That's
podcast.
a stolen. Yeah. Yeah, it's the 4th of the best eggs.
Oh, my
Yeah, fried,
God.
scrambled, Easter.
Oh,
Well, shall I read out my
Well,
list then?
those last with it.
Shall I read out my
Yeah.
list?
So your full
My
list.
full list. I cannot believe this. Number 1 food for me.
Little-
Bloody hard-boiled eggs. Jeez.
Good source of protein.
It is. Lemon
can
and
travel
sugar
with them.
pancakes, number 2. Apple crumble. You can. Yeah, you can eat them hot or cold. 3 is apple
Yeah.
crumble. 4 is cheese on toast. 5, barbecue ribs. 6, spaghetti bolognese. 7, Caesar salad. 8, hot dog. 9, apples. 10, mashed potato.
Oh dear.
Hard-boiled.
And Swanee?
I've just realised this doesn't go well for me having like a healthy diet. In fact, I've just added 9 and apple 10. So, spag bowl, ribs, apple crumble, which I think that makes a nice meal.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a good
apples
start,
just
yeah.
After ribs for your main, and then apple crumble for dessert. I'll say that. Then a little slack of cheese on toast, then some hard-boiled eggs. Then number 6, hot dog. 7, lemon and sugar on pancakes. Number 8, mashed potato. Which also goes quite nicely with bolognese. Bolognese can go with anything, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 9, Caesar salad, and 10 is an apple.
There we go.
Well,
I love it. This is what's one of my new favourite
It
sections.
really is
my
brilliant,
rate,
isn't it?
so-
okay, I'm fairly happy with that. I think eggs is a bit too high, really, but on the whole, not too offended.
Eggs are
by
too
it.
high for you, are they? They're too high for you? Really?
Oh,
Number 1
dear.
for me. I'll have you know. Bloody hell.
So shall I swiftly move on?
Yes, I know how to play this
So actually-
now. Next time, I know what I'm doing. I'm not saving that number 1 slot. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. I'm
dilly-dallying.
not going to. There's no flim flam.
I haven't got one planned until September, so we've got a little
Brilliant.
while. I might have to plan one in. So the last section that we want to do, which is the reason why we have Swanee on the podcast, and what you might, and I don't know if it's going to come through in the edit, but you might be able to hear. Swanee has a new bundle of joy. Although whether she's being a bundle of joy at the moment,
Probably joyful at the moment. No.
That's because you know why she's crying. Because I've got hard-boiled eggs as my number 1, and it's a sympathy cry, is what that is.
Yeah. Yes. So Swanee has what was it? First year was become a PT. Second year was realised that's not a good idea. Let's go back to work, and that was also Jerry's big
To
kind of change.
PT was a job.
Yeah, back to an office job. Sorry, I
Back to
should have said.
salaried employment.
Yes. Obviously, Jerry, you had the big change as well around that time, and now a year later, you are now officially a dad.
I am.
Congratulations.
Yeah, which means thank you very much. Yeah, my lifestyle is caught up to my humour.
It's true.
And my
That's so
dancing
true.
as well. I've been
Yeah.
doing dad dancing for years and years, so now I'm actually a dad. I can get away with it.
There you go.
Yeah.
You can now have the beige car.
Jenny's just said that Trixie doesn't approve.
What,
of
beige,
making
Already.
or dance. Yeah.
and beige cars.
Or beige cars, yeah.
Oh dear.
She's a fan of cars when they're moving.
And
Doesn't
not
like traffic
beige.
lights. Doesn't like getting stopped in a car.
It's yeah. So she calms. She loves just going out on a drive and just falls asleep pretty much
Yeah.
straight away. I'm assuming. Yeah. So
Fairly quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, fairly quickly. She takes her after her mother in a lot of ways.
Instantaneously asleep as soon as he gets in the car.
Quickly in cars. Yeah.
I've driven Swanee and Jenny to many a taekwondo event, and I've driven off their drive, and I'm pretty sure Jenny's been asleep before I've driven off the drive.
Yeah. Clunk, clip.
my daughter's going to kill me
She
now.
doesn't snore.
She's going to kill me
Allegedly.
for this. So she was 1. No, actually, was she? No. Was it the first Christmas or a second Christmas? I can't remember. One of them. Maybe it was the first Christmas. Anyway, she just totally lost it. Yeah, I think it was first Christmas. I think she was only 4 months old, and she just would not stop crying. Christmas Day, had all the family round. Everybody came round, made the roast, and she just kept crying and kept crying and kept crying to the point where you could actually see everybody was getting stressed. Everyone was putting a brave face on it. But she had been
Yeah.
crying at that point for like 3 hours. And I said, look,
Yeah.
it got to a point, I said, look, I can't. So everyone sat down to eat. So the food was being dished up. Food had been put on the table. And I went and sat with Rachel and I thought, no, I can't do this. So I then went into the other room, and because she couldn't see anybody, she was wailing and crying even more. And that was stressing people out even more. So eventually I thought, right, I'm going to take one for the team. And I went to put her in the car and thought, I'll just take her for a drive around the block. And she didn't fall asleep. I ended up driving for an hour and 15 minutes until eventually she fell asleep. I then parked up and let her sleep for about half an hour, at which point then she woke up again and started crying. At which point then I drove back. So I'd driven to where I used to live to Henley and back. And then by the time I got back, it's like, yeah, do you want some... We plated up some Christmas.
Is that where you learned to learn cold custard?
Cold custard, yeah. It was like, oh,
Do you want us to put your dinner in the microwave?
Honestly, it was... I can say that the Christmas roast warmed up in the microwave is not quite the same. It's not quite... The potatoes don't taste quite as nice. They're not as crispy.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to be so out of this conversation because I kids.
Yeah, no.
And probably never will, which is a relief for me.
Well, we've not quite got to the point of chucking in a car just to go driving.
Not yet.
Until today.
Kids go on our first flight soon. End of next month.
Yeah. Where are you going?
With Trixie. Going to Holland for a competition.
Nice. Oh, yeah, for the competition, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we don't travel for anything but like one day.
Oh, fair enough, okay.
I do now, woohoo!
Tom gets alive. We're still really stuck in it, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I went to Portugal a couple of weekends ago.
Yeah. Look,
to see another podcast regular. And then I've just booked... we're just booking Iceland, and then I'm booking somewhere sunny. So potentially the Maldives.
Which Iceland?
To it. The country Iceland.
The one in the high street.
Yeah, but which high street?
Like just a load of frozen foods.
Yeah.
You'd stock up on sausages.
I hear the one in Dorchester's really good.
Don't know if there is one.
I don't know. Just making that up.
I don't know. But I suppose, I mean, for me, right, this is an opportunity for me to go and ask like questions, and I can ask them to both of you because you can go, oh, like, and I said, what's the most unexpected thing?
Oh, most unexpected thing of being a parent.
This is coming to you as well, Jerry.
I know. I'm literally trying to think of an answer for that.
Jenny. Gonna have to pass on what Jenny's just said.
What did she say?
How much sick a tiny baby can produce. I think our one's broken.
Oh dear.
I think like probably how helpless and vulnerable make you just like. Yeah. When you,
I mean, especially, I imagine early days, because obviously you don't have the necessary facilities. I think it's the politest way to put it.
Yeah. And also, there's like the day she was born, it was a planned or like a scheduled C-section, and then there was 3 or 4 couples that they brought in the morning. So we're at the hospital for like 7 o'clock or something stupid. So it's surgery. So Jen's been nil by mouth for a long time. So I'm trying not to eat food in front of her as well. And then I think we ended up going down at about 1 o'clock. And then they managed to find us a side room for afterwards. And, there for quite a while. And then about 11 p.m. they come in, right then, Jen, we found you a bed up on a ward. We're going to take you up there now. Adam, you're going to have to say your goodbyes.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Wow, so everything got, like, as avoiding hospital parking charges. So I then had, like, a half-hour walk in the cold to my car, then a half-hour drive home to go to a house that hadn't had the heating on all day in early January. So I come home, cold, empty house, freezing. And
lots of worries.
Having had to, just leave those 2 behind. I was like, well, I missed them already.
Fair enough.
Right.
Yeah. I imagine that, like, and then like my follow-up question as well to what is unexpected for you, Jerry, is also, does it change over the years?
Yeah. Is that to me?
Yeah,
well,
it's you.
So I suppose-
Yeah,
I
your name
suppose
is
the one,
Jerry.
yeah. So I'm still trying to. The first answer, I think having a child tapped into emotions and feelings and a sort of overwhelming feeling of protectiveness in ways that I didn't think was possible. So it did bring out a whole.
Right.
You live your whole life a certain way, and then all of a sudden, you've got this tiny little bundle that you have to protect, and that you have to look after, and they're solely dependent on you. And yeah, it's I felt things and did things and made commitments to that I just didn't think was possible. Basically, I'm not describing that very well, but it just does that.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
It's good. I think, but
It completely changed your like list of priorities.
Yeah,
It's like, oh yeah, this is really, really important. Yeah, but not as important as sale.
yeah, exactly.
There's a Ryan Reynolds tweet that I'm going to butcher, and he's saying that, Blake Lively, love of my life, my world, my everything. I will throw him into traffic to protect our daughter.
yes, I do remember that. He said it kind of facetiously, but actually, I think it's kind of a realistic thing that quite a lot of dads and parents feel. I would imagine, right? Screw the other half, like the child.
Yeah, you get. Yeah, I think exactly that. Nothing then is as important, is ever as important. Yeah.
Although, yeah, I'd throw myself in the traffic to protect her.
Yeah.
Because I'm not looking after Trixie without Jen. So,
Brownie points.
And Don, what was the follow-up question then? You said, does it change?
So does it change over
Over
time?
time.
Obviously, because your daughter's a lot older than Trixie is.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to be 21 this year. And things just change every year. So every year brings something with it that you think, oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Even if that's paying for the car's MOT.
Yeah, whatever it is, which I did recently.
It was a Friday.
It was Friday, yeah, it was. Yeah, of course it was. Yeah, because the call came in when you and I were chatting.
Really cool.
Well, at least it passed. Albeit with some advisories, and that's going to be expensive.
They're advisory.
Lots of advisories.
yeah.
But I mean, actually, no, that's interesting. Sorry to interrupt, but that's interesting because they're advisories, but they're for your daughter's car. So if those advisories are on your car, you'd be like, whatever. But you're like, this is my daughter's car. Do I need to get them?
Yeah, exactly. So my initial thing is, right, I'm going to have to go back to the garage and say, right, okay, of these, how do we prioritise this?
How advisory are they?
How advisory are they? And we do need to get it sorted out. And it is interesting because when it comes to anything, for example, related to my daughter, it's like, well, I don't care how much it is. It's fine. It's for her safety. So, whatever it is. Anything car related, for example, that just gets sorted, right? She doesn't have to worry about, she hasn't got enough money to go and pay for that because cars are just so expensive. So I'll cover that. And then, I won't bat an eyelid. But yeah, I think, I mean, it's all the cliches, isn't it? That nothing can prepare you for being a parent, and it's true. And actually, every child's different. Every child presents every parent with a new set of challenges and different set of challenges and everything. I wouldn't say anything with regards to being a parent's got easier over time. Different, it just changes. Some things get easier, but then other things take their place, and you go, "Oh, that's interesting. Didn't know how to deal with that."
Lots of parents have said like, "Yeah, welcome." The worries never disappear; they just change.
They change. Exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
I mean, I can only relate as a child, I suppose, isn't it? Right? Because I've been banned under pain of death, ironically, for getting a motorbike. Like, I'm not allowed a motorbike whatsoever. And I'm like, do you not trust me? And my mum's like, no, I trust you. but I don't trust anybody else.
Yeah.
So absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm pretty sure my mum still checks like flights that I'm on like flight trackers and things like that, you know. And I can now fully understand why. Like, like the so Trix's been in and out of hospitals, and I went to see him one morning and just like poked my head over the cot, and she saw me and just had a massive smile.
Oh.
And it was like the first, like, she smiled at me before, but I've generally been like making silly noises and things like that. And you're like, hey, fine. But that was the first one. There was just, I see you, I recognize you, I'm happy. I was like, oh, no, my heart is fully melted. Here's my credit. What you want? You have a tiny little finger, and I am fully wrapped around it already.
Oh.
We know who's going to be good cop, bad cop in your household, don't we? She is going to have Swanee wrapped around her little finger.
100%.
Sorry, I can act bad cop when I need to. Maybe. Hopefully.
I don't think you'll be able to do it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like she's got the whole of the squad wrapped around her little finger as well.
Oh, the parents are like...
Parents, squad members, like... I wasn't expecting Aiden to be so, like, protective and smitten by her as well.
Yes.
Like, Aiden is something 19...
Yeah, it's 19.
And, yeah, like, the first time, he was like, oh, do you want to hold her? And he's like, like, only if I'm sitting down. like the most like, not moving at all. Like, and then he's like, someone else showed him, he's like, oh no, her hat's coming off a little bit, and it's just moved back up. There. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to be making that sound a lot, I think, over this section. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, like, because, you know, my questions are kind of just generally vague, right? So my interesting thing is how you find the energy, because you went to the zoo yesterday. And I'm like, I don't have the energy to do that, and I don't have kids at all. And I'm like, is there some kind of magic reserve that you get as a parent?
Really strong coffee. So very strong coffee.
Literally.
Sneak energy. That's helped a little bit. And having paid for tickets already.
Oh, okay.
It's a good motivator.
Yeah, Marvel Zoo's only just down the road for us, really. So we want to get annual memberships. And we've paid for that now, so we need to go at least 3 times to have made it worth going. But yeah, like, we're only there for a few hours. We stopped for a hot drink partway through. And Jen went and changed Trixie, and I'm like just sat there like that. And she was like, "You okay? Fine. Maybe." And then, like, I still haven't learnt how to nap. Still 3 months in, and I can't do it, and that's gonna kill me.
You'll learn. I learned very quickly.
Like,
you steal.
Also, it is. Yeah, when your little one smiles at you, you're like, yeah, no, I know it's 2:00 and you've been crying for an hour. Then it's 2 a.m. You're like, yeah, it's forgiven.
The napping's an interesting one, though. Actually, in all seriousness, because I never used to really be able to nap, but since becoming a parent, it's like you just learn to steal sleep wherever you can. Yeah. You just go into self-preservation. Yeah. Oh, good Lord! You realise why it's used as a form of torture. So that nap, just stealing like 15 minutes or half an hour of sleep time, can make all the difference. So I learnt to nap. I've become an expert napper over the years. Even now I could do it. Yeah, I can sleep on cue.
Yes. Oh, I'm prepared for that one because I can sleep on cue as well.
Hate you both.
Well, that's why all of the photos in the bloody squad chat rooms are either me or Jenny.
Yeah. Yeah, we do like to bully people by taking pictures of them while they fall asleep.
Which is always me first. What was it? It was Slovenia on the flight on the way over there, and then the bus, and then someone got me at the tournament as well.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah, honestly, like if you went back to the chat room with the Slovenia chat room for our squad, and you scroll through the pictures, there's a lot of pictures of people asleep. But the first probably about 3 or 4
It's you.
is me,
Excellent.
because I was like, the best way for recovery is sleep. So I'm on a flight for 3 hours. I'm in a bus for 2 hours. What am I going to do? I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah, I wish I could.
So
Even on the way back from Slovenia, when I was hanging out of my backside.
you were still drunk.
Yeah, no. When I got on the coach, I was fine after 2.5 hours.
Oh my god!
Got on the
so
coach.
good.
Morning, everyone. How are we? I'm in a great mood. Lovely. Still didn't sleep. No,
Oh
just
my
rode it
god!
out.
Really?
Yeah.
So
Couldn't.
we can blame a certain. I believe we can blame a certain Irish referee. Can we?
Yeah. Oh, right.
There is she's a wonderful person, but
Yep.
she is a party animal.
Yeah.
And Swanee was you were in the referees hotel, and we were in the competitors hotel,
Yeah.
which were different.
Yeah.
Um,
And the after party was 10 minutes walk or so away from like most of the competitor hotels.
yeah,
It
it's about
was-
20 foot. We were the furthest, but yeah.
It was like a half-hour taxi from the umpires. No Uber or anything like that. And the taxis weren't terribly cheap. Who'd gone in a group, so said, well, I've got no choice but to stick around and go home with them. So we ended up going to the after party. And then an after party. And then, got back to the hotel at about 4. Coach picking me up at 7.
I never understand why we book the flights the day after the after party.
No. I mean, like, some people have had it worse. Giles, one of the Scottish competitors, has gone from after party to hotel. Sorry, to airport, like direct.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Are you drinking? Not
Yeah.
too much, because I need to be able to get on a plane.
Oh,
Finland was much better because the after party was the building next to the umpire's hotel. So that's great. So I got dragged out and just went, I've had enough now, I'm going to bed.
nice.
That's the advantage that I had at the after party, because I was there for about 12 minutes. I think I went, this is not me. Problem is, I was never an elite competitor, so I was on the fringes all the time. Everyone knows each other at these things. So I'm like, and people got to know me, and they come up and say hello. But after I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, I realized I'm not at a drunkenness level to compete with these people. I've not got the confidence, and I'm just knackered. I've been on my feet for like 8 days.
Yeah.
I just want to go to bed. So I was just like, right, I'm going. And somebody else went, that's a really good opportunity. I'm following Dom, and I'm going with him. Someone was basically waiting for someone that was brave enough to leave.
You always want that
gonna
one
blink shut?
person you can follow. Yeah.
Yeah, I was brave enough to say, I'm really sorry, everybody. I'm knackered. It's lovely to see all of you. I'll see you at the next tournament, but I need some sleep.
So I've done enough of these. I'm out.
Yeah. Plus, like, the competitors these days are like 10 years younger than me. It's like, oh, God.
Join
old.
the umpires, Dom. You be whatever you want.
I don't know what I'm doing next in my Taekwondo career. At the moment, I'm enjoying my retirement.
Taking a break.
Although I did muck up on Thursday, because I did a reverse turning hooking kick, and so my hip was feeling very bruised
Bing.
after that, which was a bit silly 8.5 weeks after surgery. But you'll love this.
No excuses.
We had a flappy. You got the clappy pads,
Yep.
right? And then you get an empty water bottle,
Yeah.
like a plastic one, 500 ml.
Yeah.
And then you boot the bottom of the clappy pad, and you spin around and try and hook the bottle as it comes down. They had a whale of a time, but I had to demonstrate it once, and I had to get it, didn't I? So I whacked it, nailed it at like probably shoulder height considering my flexibility.
Nice.
Nailed it and was like, yeah, that was great. And then was like, ow, I shouldn't have done that.
2 hours
But,
limp.
yeah, everyone else, off you go.
Bloody hell, Dom! You're not
So,
supposed to be doing stuff
I-
like this at
Yeah.
I
this
know,
stage.
I know.
And that's very much seems like an outdoor activity rather than indoors. Someone's losing an eye to a plastic bottle.
No, it was fine. It was fine. I might get. Maybe we'll do it on summer camp. I might get everyone to do
Yeah.
it on summer camp if I end up taking a session.
Well, you are now. I'm the organisers.
Oh dear. So I suppose I didn't have too many questions, just other than like, because I don't know what it's like. I've noticed in your notes you've just put what the actual fringe, Jerry.
Yeah.
No.
But I suppose we more than anything we just wanted to kind of not necessarily dwell on it, but more like celebrate it and say congratulations and everything like that, because it's been. I know it's been a little bit hard as well with the few hospital visits and stuff, but.
Been all well. But, like, it's one of those, like, would I change anything? Well, yeah, I'd have had at home more, but I wouldn't swap what we've had to not have it.
Yes.
So yeah, some people say, "Oh, I wouldn't change a thing." So, well, no, I'd have a healthier, more eating child. That'd be nice. Someone who keeps it down more. But yeah, nowhere. Give it up. Yeah.
Well, I'm just good.
And-
Go on, Dom.
No,
I
go.
was just going to say the thing which always stuck with me, and it's so true, is no matter how difficult things get, at some point later on, you're going to look back at that moment and think, "Oh, I wish I had that time again." And no matter how difficult things are, before you know it, all of a sudden they're an adult, and you're like, "Oh, okay, what happened there?"
Calamities.
yeah, exactly. So just enjoy it.
I was going to say, Jerry, you're going to eventually reach the stage. When is your daughter looking after you rather than you looking after her daughter?
I reckon probably maybe 8 months from now.
Yep. I used to change your nappy. You can change
Yeah.
mine.
Listen, next time, wipe properly. Last time I was itching all week.
Don't forget the Williams.
Yeah, it's in about 8 months' time.
Oh, that's the one that's broken me.
Itching all week.
My face. All right. I can't contend with that. I can't beat that. Well,
No.
I think what we'll do then is we will end the podcast there. I think it's quite a poignant point to kind of finish on.
What,
on
itching
that.
all week?
We'll skip. We'll skip the celebrity corner this week, and we'll come up with a new one for next. Well, no, we won't. We won't, because we're not planning our next one, are we? So, but I am not going to forget. What's your final thoughts? We'll go to
Swanee.
who wants to go first? Because
Swanee.
Jerry loves final thoughts.
Swanee.
Final thoughts. Hard-boiled eggs are not a number one food. Jerry, you're wrong on that.
Thanks for telling me something I already know.
Oh dear.
Oh, no. Actually, showing you something a little more poignant. So, life without the downs, you wouldn't be able to enjoy the ups. There we
Ooh.
go. We're going to take the rough with
Yeah,
the sweet.
oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Good. That's good. I was worried you were going to go along a joke that you sent me earlier in the week, and I was like, we can't repeat that one. On
Do you remember which joke that was? Send you too much rubbish.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'll look at it later.
Yeah. Jerry, your final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I think it's along the same. It's exactly what I've said, but applying to sort of things more generally as well. So maybe just make the most of your time in the moment, because in 20 years from now, you'll look back at this moment and think, "Oh, I wish I could have that time again." No matter how bad things get, at some point you're going to think, "Oh God, yeah, they were good days. They were good. I wish I would do anything to be able to go back to that moment again." So just embrace life, enjoy it whilst you can. There you go. That was a bit deep, wasn't it?
Carpe
Too deep.
diem.
Carpe diem. Exactly.
Fish.
I can't
fish for the
fo-
day.
Fish for the day. I can't beat that with where I am in suppose in my life. I think
No.
I think it's very, very accurate, but and I think I probably need to take the advice on board. So thank you very much. I mean, Swanee, you know that you are one of my favourite people. So yes, it's always a pleasure to have you on. I have loved that you've rocked the merch as well. So yes, I'm more than happy if people would like some merch to hit me up. The one thing I have forgotten, by the way, I haven't forgotten, Jerry. We need to open our Christmas presents for each
I
other at some point.
know. I know. Do you know what? I saw them yesterday and went, for goodness sake, your birthday card is there. Your present to me, unopened, is there, and your presents are there, unopened. And I'm like, what the hell? And it would like hurtling towards May. This is ridiculous.
I think a mini Distinct and Jovial unboxing episode.
Oh, yeah. So you have to get the gift to me, and then we'll have to unbox it.
It's good shit. Well, no, but I wanted to be there with you when you. That was the whole point of it. Wasn't it? So
You just have to meet up, film it on a phone, upload it.
yeah,
I've got a tripod.
yeah, we have to.
Just congratulate yourself, Adam.
And on that note,
And we've got the quote again. There we go.
on that note, I repeat, you're one of my favourite people, but man, you throw some curveballs. Jerry, you're always a legend as
Thank you, and
always.
so are you, Dom.
And to everybody that was watching and listening, we really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we will catch you on the next one.
Take care, everyone.
Here's